Jakob, galera. Pumbase. Impumbase. Imwana. Imwana velela. Ingeta. Lovuva mu. Yala. Okay. Kembo na tatanzambi impungu amazulu. Zambi mawesha. Zambi akubenisha. Kimfumo kakuiza. Bayete nKosi. Bayete. Lengi yengi keno. Yenge keno family yenge. Away nusiemi. Kambote keno. I want to say, may Tatanzambi welcome you at this time, all of you of the Bantu Awakening, the Banabetu of Isolele. I also welcome those non-Bantus who are a part of this awakening as well. And for anyone who cares to listen, greetings to you as well. Hallelujah. First, I want to give our praise and glory, our Kembo and Golo to Tatanzambi and Pungo Telendo, our Congo, Yave Congo. And we're going to get into some deep stuff today. I'm going to get really into the meaning of Isaiah 13:14, I believe is what I got pulled up here. I don't know. This is got a few things. I'm not going to, and I know I was supposed to do something else today for a brother. I said, the Most High said, wait, I'm going to do it another day. All right, let's go to, where did I put it? Sorry. Oh, I want to honor Kuswa Kongo, Yahweh, Isaiah Kongo, the Mwandan Velela, the Mwandan Sami. I want to say I honor the 24 elders of the Pemba Kalumba. Want to honor all of our Bantu brothers and sisters, Benabe to the Bena Kongo. I want to honor all the Bena Kongo of righteousness down to the lineages of Adama. I want to honor all of our people in this time that are doing the work of Tatanzambi and Hamazulu, the Akongo, and to continue to do good work and help our people to grow. Some powerful messages are coming out. I'm not going to try to go too deep, but this is going to be real deep. A little bit is going to go inside of how Isaela actually was able to get his name. We know he wrestled with the Maliki. We're going to talk about some things that's connected to that. Also, Why can I not find the scripture? I'm sorry. I pulled it up over here, I believe. I thought I did. Yeah, we're gonna go doing it. Y'all looking at say, yeah, you see the alchemy. I'm gonna show you the scripture. Yeah, I'm gonna get into this too. I thought I had, yeah, we'll get into that. Sorry. I'm gonna show you. Oh, too soon for that. Sorry. Where did it go? Well, it's not scripture. Hmm. Let's just do this. Isaiah 14. I'll come back to that one. I've done this one before. This is exactly what I'm going to talk about. Okay. So I'm going to talk about how does it mean to be sealed by the Most High? I actually discovered a word that was actually part of Kikongo. As you can see, the languages come from where I come from. I was looking at this word. The origin is it was called, let's see, where is it? I think, what was I saying? Kotar Wakasi. Wakasis. And I know this Bantu that says Kota Wakasi, if I remember. Or Wakasi, Wakasi. Now, of course, they're going to say this is a Hindu origin, but I'm going to show you there's a word for seal that says Kasi. And he would say this without the H sound, Kasi. So it would sound like Kasi, but it's Kasi. Okay? Which means to label or to seal. So what the Most High had done with Yakuba, Yisolele, Isaela was to seal him, or Kasi, to anoint. So we talk about the seal of the Most High, the way he seals you. And every person who doesn't understand, we're all under stars. The stars of the Malekis is good and bad. So the Most High has a star himself. Because he designated the heavens and the earth, he has and the star that you actually fall under is the star of Mikaeli, Makaya. Okay, when you are under Tatanzambi, you're under Mikaeli. This is the thing that people don't understand. You want to, say symbols are either going to be good or bad. I'm going to get into that. I'm going to show you how Satan continues to deceive so many people because nothing is ever new under the sun, and it always is about copycat. Copycat. That's why they always say copycat, copycat. Okay. The cat was a Egyptian god symbol. Okay. The copycat, copy. Everything is opposite the Most High. You just use it. It's just channeling which way you go. And this is why it's hard for people to understand the deception. Okay. I'm entitling this. What I was going to, actually, I was just thinking about that. I really feel that this should be called the one that said the one who wanted to be like, or I should say, I shall be like. Or I said, I shall be like the Most High. Because we don't understand that when we go to Isaiah, now where did it go? That's what I hate when I have too many of these open. Okay, we're gonna go to Isaiah 14, verse 14, verse 13. Let's go from 11. Thy pomp is brought down to the grave. So of course we know he's of the dead. He's the God of the dead. And the noise of the vials, the worm is spread under thee, and the worms cover thee. How thou art fallen from heaven, O Lucifer, son of the morning star. So this is what you got to understand is son of the morning star is a way you're deceived, because Nkosi Kongo, Isaiah, is also the Benanzambe, who is the first of the Most High, and Shetani was the second, as when he was the angel Gadriel, or Samael, you want to call him, Azazel is another name he goes by. I think they are separate angels though, but they fell together. Got all those three. And it says, how art thou cut down to the ground, which does weaken the nations? Okay, how does he weaken the nations? And I'm going to share this. This is the problem nobody's understanding about the deception. This is why people could teach you, oh, this is satanic, this is not satanic, this is this, because the concept between the Most High and there's two kingdoms, like I said. There's the one that is real, and there's the one that's the masquerade. Masquerading the wicked, okay? All right, so how thou art cut down to the ground, which does weaken the nations. For thou hast said in thine heart, I will send into heaven. Okay. So that means this is one of the major deceptions about people who see things even when they die or whatever they think they see. There is a false heaven and there's a real heaven. There is the illusion and there's the real one. Because he said, I shall ascend in my heart, I shall send into heaven. This is why you're going to see people say, well, you say God is black, I see God is white. And it's like, because he's an illusionist. He knows the difference between the Most High's children and his children. He had a lot of children. And I'm going to get into that. I'll exalt my throne above the stars of Tatanzambi. Okay, so he's putting his throne above the Most High's throne. Is what he's trying to say. So the Most High got a throne, he's trying to put his above his. Okay? Now, this is why you got to be careful who you're praying to. People don't understand that. There's a delusion. But of course, we say, oh, but he was cast down to the down. How can this be? Okay? Because you don't understand how you've been deceived about the structures of the earth and everything, and what I'm going to show you. Okay? Because there's the deception is heaven and hell and earth are all one. The kingdom, we say the Most High kingdom, we say you don't, everybody want to look up. Why you always want to look up now? Because remember, he just said, I'm ascending above the heavens. But the Most High's kingdom is up there, down here, and everywhere. Okay? This is what Nkosi Kongo, you go to the book of Thomas, he specifies it. He says that if you say the kingdom is above you, and I remember I told his brother this, and he was a stout Christian. And the minute I shared this scripture with him, I said, if you say the kingdom is above you, then the birds will precede you. If you say the kingdom is below you, then the fish will precede you. But the kingdom of heaven is here and all around you. His ears started ringing. He finally, the frequency was started, because he was a Mukongo, he was a Bantu. I don't know, I hope he continued. I did my best to help him move forward. I don't know, we never got a chance to talk much after I left. But he was a preacher. He was growing, he was a preacher man. He was in the church, he was a preacher man. And he was like, man, the stuff you're breaking down to me, I've been in the word forever and I never saw it that way. So I'm going to tell you, there's a lot of preachers out there. Even though, you know, there's those who are tricking and those who are being tricked. Okay. They're gonna say, well, I've been in the word. Once you said that, it's like, wow. So the book of Thomas must have clues. There's a lot of clues in that book. And that's why he said, if you understand it, you don't taste death. because it's going to help you bring yourself to the Most High in secret. For thou hast said in thy heart, okay, I will send above you, yet thou shalt be brought down to hell, to the sides of the pit. Now, trickeration in translation from Congo to English. We got to understand in Bantu culture, there's different levels of hell. Just like there's different levels of the heavens. How do we know this? Because ancient civilizations copied this concept. Sorry, in the Most High people. 1 second. Okay, sorry about that. All right, so there's other scriptures that show you, like the Ascension of Isaiah, but they say, oh, that's Gnostic. There's a reason why they call these things this, because of the fallen. I talked to you about Simon the sorcerer, the things that he did to hide things. Because the reality is he had certain secrets, but he wanted to keep that to himself to start his own beliefs that he was made aware of. But that was the way he was able to look at himself as, look, I'm the all-powerful God too, in the form of Satan. Okay. Excuse me. Sorry. Okay. Yet thou shalt be brought down to hell. They that see this, that shall now no. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth tremble, that did shake the kingdoms? And this is going to be after he is captured, the end of his time. But you see, they're going to say Muntu, because he has an image, okay? But he is not the image you think it is. This is how he's going to deceive the whole world with his image. It says this is the man, the moon, the man that made the earth tremble. Stop and think about that. So you got to have a certain image of the Most High. You got to have a certain image of Shaitani. Which one is real and which one is false? And this is what we're going to get into, okay? This is why the world doesn't understand this. All right, so I'm going to teach something, and this is something I know it comes from but of course with the wisdom of Tatanzami, the Congo, I'm going to give more clarity, because some of this stuff is because they're hiding something that they don't want to reveal, and I'm going to talk about today, okay? And it has to do with the alchemy, how Untitled Isaela came to be, and who were the things that are missing, why you don't know what he was doing much of in his time before the 12 tribes came about. Okay, they have a gap here, and I know, I'm sorry, 1 second. All right, sorry about that, folks. All right, so I remember my train of thought here, because that was a long conversation. I believe I was getting into the way, if I mess this up, I'm sorry, because I lost where I was at. But it goes back to the fact that the deception is so large. I was actually talking to my sister about it, because she just called me, and she's been to Africa too. And the reason why she turned away from Christian the way she did was she heard the difference, but she didn't make the connection when she's talking to our ancestors who are part of the book. Okay, because she found out that indeed she met people who were Canaanite or Canaan. She saw the Canaanites, but some of them were dark, but she didn't know that the Canaanites were actually whiter skinned people because of what happened. And we actually took that land because of the Most High. So now when we got kicked out of it, that's why they're trying to say, oh no, this is our land now. This is what the many South Africans don't understand. The original Canaan, if you go to the history and you see it on, put it up on Google, they were light skinned like Noka. Noka was albino. That's why you don't like the albino people, because you have issues with albino, because that was part of the curse. The albino was considered the white, what they call a clean leper. This is how they hide things, okay? And of course, when you have the splotchy skin, that was considered really the unclean leper. So of course they changed these things because they made the race concept, which was a lie. Everybody was based upon where they came from. This is why the reason why they had to change the name of the people of the book to represent where they came from, the Yahudi instead of Yaounde, because they took the nasal out, was because now they had to say that the Jews were in fact Judah and those things. However, if you go to the history of their culture, and I mean, like they say, oh, you're bashing. No, it's the truth. They even say it themselves. We are from Ashkenaz. And you just got to go back in the book and say, wait a minute. How can you then be from Yakubi? Well, they claim Shemites because they come from Esau. Esau was a Shemite before he was cut off. They're the Edomites, okay, masquerading as Yakubi. So let's get into what, so when we go, so again, we're going with the Kasi, the seal of, let's see, let's go to Yakubi. Okay, now this is going to tell you some things here, okay? This is the deception on our people, okay? The name Jacob, and of course in the Yiddish they say Jacob. Now here's what you got to understand: you add the A or you add the I back to what was taken off, you get Yakuba or Yakubi. And if you go to what they say in the movie Koba, go look up the word Koba. That is the nickname for Jacob when they mocked it as a gorilla, as an ape. Okay, the country of Cuba is really Cuba, the Kuba. If you see the song I was singing before, Bataleza Cuba, okay? They know this, but the world don't see. This is why they don't teach you. They teach you to be a worker in the workers thing. They don't teach you to think for yourself, because if you think for yourself, you learn this. They want you to learn what they teach you so that you can work, so that you can build, so that you just think this and that, and you don't know. This is how it's done with religions. Because the reality is, the Most High never wanted it like that. No, that's a lie. But he gonna make you in the strong, he gave you the reprobate mind, the strong delusion to believe the lie. Okay, so we're gonna go into it. The name Yaqub was Yaqubi, Yaquba. This is where Muhammad got it from, the Tabinas, the people of the book, not the Yahudi, Yaounde. They took the nasal out, okay? Yahudi really are the Bantu, the Bakongo. It's why you're going to see some Israelites who say Banu Israel. You want to know who Banu Israel got in trouble? Bantu Israel. That's why the Palestinians fighting these people, bruh, sisters and brothers. Now, they know Kimbangu gave his prophecy. Time's up. That's why they were needed to make the one world religion, the one world government, everything, so that when the false Messiah now come, you get deceived. But the real one coming, oh, wait a minute. What's wrong with this picture? When they see the real one coming, hey, Kongo, yeah, Isaiah, where is this guy? Believe me, people, it's going to be a mess. This is why the Arabs keep saying, this Christian, this Jesus you're worshiping is the wrong guy. Because they know the color of the original Hebrews was not white. Okay, now I'm not going to go over this part where they talk about the races, because, you know, just the word gorilla does connect it to them. That's why they call us the gorilla now, okay? Because you're going to see that what I'm going to show you is there was a mixing of species in the days of Noka. This is why you're going to get the so-called false gods say we created the black people from monkeys and gorillas. Wait a minute, they're reversing the story. Okay? Because they mocking Congo. They mocking the Mosai. They mocking Tatanzami. That's why they got you believing that we come from the apes in the alchemist science. Okay? They're changing the story. This is why you don't believe fallen angels. You don't believe false gods because they're going to lie all day long and tell you all kind of good things you want to hear to benefit the race. They go to the white people, they say one thing. They go to the black people, they say another thing. That's why the Most High says Satan deceived the whole world. You got to know the difference, how to discern the demons from the real people. That's why they don't like what we're saying right now. Yakubi just did a video. I mean, brother Yakubi, he knows this. My brother, I know, my Yaya, he's younger. I gave him the honor that he understands. There's things that you got to understand. This is why all of the people now that we're dealing with attack, because they don't realize everything that these fallen angels learn, they took from the Pemba Kolumba and brought it to the earth, but they tainted it to worship them as gods. So the symbols will have that's why when you talk about secret society duality, and again, I don't like what they have done, but they need to realize this is part of how it works. The duality concept is this: there's a good side to the symbol, there's a bad side to the symbol. They've always thinking that they are on the good side of the symbol when they're flipped upside down. That's the problem. They think they're on the good side of the symbol when they're really on the bad side of the symbol and they're flipped upside down. Because that yin and the yang, black and white, who's on top right now? Who's on the bottom? This is going to be the flip. Okay? Because really, as speaking, there was never any of these people did not have color. I'm telling you, they're modifications of something else. Because when Yafeta's children sinned, they lost complexion. When when Kama, Ham, you call him sin, his grandchildren, they lost complexion. And one of the things that happens to you, they know this. I talked to a person. When two black people perform any kind of incest, the child can become white and blonde. This is a curse for breaking it. So you got to know, okay? You got to quit looking at color as much, but understand the baptized people are really the darker skinned people. But one of the tricks was to remove the melanin, okay? And we're going to get into what happened here. The name Yaqub is the Arabic variant of the name of the Bible picture. Now, and of course, the Bantu variant is Yakuba, Yakubi. Okay? This is how you know they cut the thing off so they can see Muhammad, when really the Bantus were always above the Muslims. And they knew this. Even in that, the book that talks about go and see the Tabi. Now, I don't ever read it. I just learned from somebody else that knows it. He said, why do you have to go and ask them if you get lost? Because they know more than you. So what does that mean? They're above it. So how can you be above somebody that knows more than you? This is the deception. Okay, let's go into this. And that goes to show you he was not from them, or he would know the secrets. If he has to go out the Tabi Nas when he gets lost, that the angel Jibril was saying him, then he's not from the Most High, because the Most High people know the book. They are the book. They're the walking book. So why you got to go ask if you should already know? Come on, people. You got to learn how they did this. All right. Yakub, as Ferd Muhammad's Yakub, has some parallels to the biblical, has some parallel to say, because look who runs this. There's a lot of, it's the man, okay? And that he altered the skin color of specific groups of humans through selective breeding. Now, this is where you gotta say they're hiding something here. Yes, Yakubi knew alchemy, but why would he change the image of the Most High to somebody else? Now we know he did things with animals, and I'm gonna go to you why this is something that you need to double check. Because the one who was altering things were always the fallen ones. Because the Most High, if that was true, then why he gonna flood the earth if he wanted things altered as the way they're talking? Because the Anunnaki and the Nephilim were doing these changes of the Most High's creation. In what way? Yakuba, during his time in Canaan with his father, Abana and Isaka, this is the deception. They saw these gods interacting with the Canaan, Kamata, Babylon. Babylon was destroyed. I mean, that Babylon was around at this time still, until this is going to happen. Okay. We're going to go into this. Now, I'm going to show you this alchemy. Let's go to... So we have what we call Egyptian alchemy. And of course, they know lead means Saturn, okay? Now, they didn't learn this from Kemet. He knew that Kemet was an alchemy. Kemet knew things. But Shem was the Most High's chosen who knew things. Cam knew things. Remember, their father was Noka. They all knew different things. But there were those who used it for good, and there were those who used it for bad. Okay? So now you look at the symbolism. Okay? They took symbolism, especially the one in the middle, and turned it into negativity. Now, that doesn't mean you're supposed to have, that's why we say, the Most High says symbols, you have to be careful where you're channeling the belief through. It's all about channeling your prayer. But you have to remember, Shaitani said, I will be like the Most High. So in order to trick the children of Noah, he had to bring symbols that resembled the Most High and use them just like when he did in the garden. Okay. Okay, so alchemy is the concept of making things. The Most High used this to make the earth. The Most High used this, but what these people did with it is to taint it. Okay, so let's get into it. Now, now you see here, this is the art of alchemy as per different beliefs. This is actually the Kabbalah that you know of. You know, you got a lot of things going on here. You got different symbols that are affiliated that is Jewish culture, but it didn't originate. Okay, this is connected to Hittite and Edomite background. Okay, and I'm going to show you in the book of Jasher how this happens. Okay, because the other cultures always want to be like the Most High, but they take symbolisms and they use it in a negative way. Now, I'm not saying that the Star of David is really good, because we know every Maleki has a star. Because this is the deception. There's good angels, the bad angels, they all have a different star symbol. But in order to be like the Most High, you must use the symbol to deceive people. When we talk about the Star of Alba, okay? The 8-pointed star. 8 means completion. The completion, as we talk, Pastor Mel talk about the Nana, 8 is completion. Because the Most High is 7, now the 8 is completion. And of course, we go to another, the 9, okay, kingdom, those different things, what they mean, the symbolism of it. Numbers and letters can work for good and bad. The problem is those who are, you think are using them for good are really using them for bad in the opposite direction, okay? So it's not about, this is the concept, is when you hear things, a lot of the things you hear about things that are bad come from those who don't want you to know that you can use it for the good, because then you defeat them. Okay, this is significant. So now, one of the things we're going to show you is this resembles, let's go to it. No, he was dropped off because he was, all right, so here you have, and you're going to see where they get it from, okay? This is the same symbol. This is called an Ankh. You see how they put it, the planets in there. And if you notice, it looks just like the alchemy of what you call Kabbalah. So you see what they did, okay? This is really the concept that started the process of a world that spins, and you got different, okay, different things. So you see how they put the earth down here. The sun is in the middle, and they all spin around it in the middle of this Ankh. Now the Ankh itself, I'm not saying it's good, bad, or indifferent, is really pre-flood. It was not intended to mean negativity, but here's what happened. And this is what people got to understand. Okay? In order to be like the Most High, you must take his symbols. Now, I don't say you got to walk, I mean, I'm saying, but the Most High said graven images, you don't got to put nothing on you. This is not what we do. This is the problem. Okay? But you must learn how the system works. Now, of course, you can create symbols that could become evil, yes, because you have different worshiping of animals. But if you really look at the symbol, it is a man with the head, the arms, and the feet. Now we know it could be the good man, Isaiah Kongo, or it could be the bad man, Shaitani, in his form. Okay, but they are going to, you have to understand, before Kemet was wicked, they were taught wicked things by false gods. But they must look like the Most High in order to do it. Okay, this is why you get into the confusion when the Kemetas say, oh, yeah, this and that. Oh, yeah, we did. It's because it's about channeling. Okay. Now, the regular cross, the Tammuz cross, is what is the problem. He takes this, and it actually existed before that. And he puts a T there for his name. He starts crucifying people on it. Okay. This is why you get with Christianity say, now I'm not saying, okay, that you have to go out and go, oh, I'm gonna go buy it. No, you have to understand, talk to the Most High to get the clarity of how you use his symbols. That's where you start. Show Tatanzami and Pungu, Akongo, show me the clarity of these symbols. Because if you don't know that what you're channeling, you're going to do the same thing as we did in the past. Now, these represent fallen angels. They worship in the sun, the moon, planets. You know, this is why, if you see the order of things, the Most High creation, that they put it, Then you go up to the moon, who is a moon goddess. Then you got the sun god, and then you got, who is this? Satani. So the concept is, but this is the center. So everybody rotate around this guy. Alchemy. This is the concept, because if you go to what they actually did believe, and this will trip you out. Let's go to, let's see here. Okay, let's go. Now let's see. Now you got the Kamata. Here is the firmament. You got the Norse. Here is the firmament. You got the Hindu. Here is the firmament. Now you see here's the symbol for the snake going around that they like to use. Here's the Mayan. Here's the land. Here is the firmament. And you see there's always a man up here. Here come the Hebrew, the Banach is really the us. Okay, here come the firmament, and look what they put up top, the Most High. You got this, the Navajo. Here is the firmament, and you got the Inca. Here is the firmament. So wait a second. All of these beliefs believe in this concept. Where does this come from? This is why they don't tell you. The other civilizations never believed in a ball, but everybody got, and they got spirituality. They're gonna say, oh no, they got the wrong teaching, we got the right one. You sure? As you ask, because it says a water to separate the waters. This is like what this is to me. But they changed the name of the gods. They like I said, Satan shall be like the Most High. Put my gods up here, forget y'all. Do you understand now the delusion that we're under, people? Because we were taught negative things in every civilization, yes. But again, they also had to look like us to deceive us. Okay? Think about that. So when we go, this is the brother, son, this, and look at it go. He's showing you this is the way. Oh, hold on, this thing is, okay. He's looking at this is the ancient Sumerian concept. Now, here you got the earth, you got this wicked dude down here, and look who's sitting up here in the middle. Now, what do you think? This is a sun god. Look at the sun here. This is interesting. This is the sun here. This is the moon here, but there's a god of the sun like the sun in the middle. And then you got this other one up here that looks like a woman with the moon crescent. This is what they copied. I shall be like the Most High. Okay. All right. Now let's go. We look at this one again. This is the Mayan. Everybody, I mean, this is the sun and the moon. Here's the god in the middle, sitting on top. Now, when we go to the concept of the land of Canaan, one thing you have to remember, I said this in my teaching. Noka said the curse upon Kam, and he was black because his kush means black, okay? How can you teach that a black dude came from a white guy? Even in the geneticism of science, it's a physical impossibility. You cannot, the black skin is dominant, white skin is recessive. Go look it up. This is the delusion to hide the truth. So Kam is black, Put is black, Kemet is black, Canaan was black, but his cursed lineage was not. Okay, this is why the Canaan, many people, okay, mock. They don't like it that they now have to identify with that lineage. It was not, it was identified with the curse. This is why the concept was they wanted to mix with the other nations to get the melanin back. However, now we go to the following and say, no, we're gonna work to make you above the other nations. And this is something that when happened with the curse of the Mosai against their first children, this is what they did. We're gonna help you guys get to the bottom, to the top, and we'll show you how to do it. All you gotta get is these people to sin against Tanzania or Congo, okay, and use us as interaction, and we go, and then of course they go to the black gods, the black people say the same thing. Of course, us, and this is how you get to get worship, okay? Playing both sides, always been the way. Race wars are always about, they play both sides. Deceivers, and see their land at the time, because it was one globe, it was not connected hardly to that place, was Ethiopia. And the Nabantu dwelled with them here. So when the Most High gave the promise to Abana and to Yakubi, they came down, they went up. We came down, they left. They got kicked out because of what happened with Yariku. That's why Jericho. I'm pretty sure there's a place down there called Yeliku and not Jericho, because that's how we spoke. Yeliku. Okay. Yeliku got destroyed. They ran because the gods, they thought they had these giant gods protecting them. They were interacting with them. They were worshiping them, going to the altar, and Tatanzambi coming, boom, over. So now this belongs to me now. And now remember, these people come from the seed of Ham. Come. So when you say Hamite, they're not all black. Ooh, that's going to stir up some hornets. There are Hamites that are not all black. Okay? This is the deceivers talking to you about this stuff. They wanted black and white because then you don't see. They were never black and white. It was about location. Because if you see the Canaanite, you see them, they're white, right? There were some dark ones too, but they're white, right? Well, then, remember, we resemble them. They say, oh, yeah, they want to say we resemble. No, we did not. They know this. They were on the bottom, the black people on the top. So Shem people, okay. Even the Hamites, they fell. The Mosai dispersed them. You know, I brought it up. The Mosai dispersed Ethiopia too. I mean, Egyptian, Kemet, Cushites too. You remember the wars? Cush went into captivity. They fought. What happened to the Philistines and the Cushites? What happened there? Philistines took over all of this. The Philistines took over Ambo. The whole thing with the giants. Why? Because we lost the connection with the Most High. This is the thing we got to understand. Okay? Now, there were land that was given to certain people, but we would lose control of it when we were gone. So then the Most High, every time we come back, we say, give the big one room. The Most High, give him room. We come in with the people, them, during the trumpet, the shofar. Okay? Here they come. They're coming home. Every time the earth would rejoice. They're coming back. Okay? This is the thing. We started here with Shem. This is his land too. They fighting the Neolithic wars, all of the family members. Why he get all the good stuff? He got the whole, practically the whole earth. We got these little pieces. Fight! We want the pieces. We want the whole earth. Okay? This is what's, we go the way of Cain. This is what happens. When you think like a Cain, you're going to fight over the land. Rather than seeing, oh, if you actually do right, you bless. This is the concept of deception. So the gods always change to fit the narrative. Oh, the white people, oh, the black people. They loved it when the Most High did that curse. Because that's exactly what happened to them. Now we can make them the world in our image. So here's what they did. And Yakuba was there. Just like they did in the days of Noka, they started to mix the animals. You see, because one of the things that these guys understood, you make the Most High upset, he's going to reject his children. So if you get them involved with things they shouldn't be doing, now he's going to get mad. This is the whole repentance thing. Now, Yakuba knew alchemy, but the fallen angels knew it too. Okay? The concept was to teach the wrong version over the right version, using the same symbols they got from the Pemba Kalumba that they left to deceive everybody. This is the way it works. You can't trick if you don't use what you recognize. You have to recognize it to trick people with it. Oh yeah, the pyramid, oh yeah. That symbol. Okay? They did it in the days of Noah too. Oh, you can't trick somebody if they don't recognize it. This is the biggest thing that people don't get. And the language too, and all of that. You gotta have something in there. You can't, with one language, but all worshiping different gods. How does that work? One language, but you're worshiping different gods. So whose language it come from? Where did this language come from? It must have not come from them. Okay. So now, this is the version you see. It's even the Greek. Look, you think, why do you think they don't teach this to you? They know. Shaitani deceived the whole world. Everybody. Because they wanted you to say, the aliens you're fighting, fallen angels, come from this planet, come from here, come from there. Oh yeah, go to this dimension, go to, I know I sucked my teeth, right? So sorry. Okay, so now, let's go back to this. This is going to be the way we start doing things. Now we got Balaam, the son of Beor. We know where this come from. Kamata, these are going to be these wizards and witchcraft. Was at the time in Angius in the battle when he saw that Zepho, now Zepho is a descendant of who? Yakuba. Okay? Prevailed over Agnes. He fled from there and came to Chittim. And Zepho, the children of Chittim, received him with great honor. For Zepho knew Balaam's wisdom. Zepho knew Balaam's wisdom. And Zepho came unto Balaam many gifts and remained with him. And when Zepho had returned from the war, he commanded all the children of Chittim to be numbered, and he gone into battle with them. And behold, not one was missed. And Zepho rejoiced at this time, and he renewed his kingdom and made a feast all his subjects. But Zephyr remembered not Tatanzambi and considered not that the Tatanzambi helped him in battle. Hey, hold on. And that he had delivered him and his people from the land of the king of Africa, Embo. Okay, but still walk in the ways of the children of Chittim and the wicked children of Esau. Hello, wait a minute, freeze. To serve other gods. And one of the gods they served was their own father. Okay, which his brethren, the children of Esau, had taught him, and therefore said, from the wicked goes forth wicked. And Zephyr reigned over all the children of Chittim securely, but knew not Tatanzambi. So this black people, they're going to mix with, I'm telling, these are curses that happen to you, okay? But knew not Tatanzambi, who had delivered him, all of his people from the land, and the king of Africa. This is going to be how a lot of wickedness comes into the land, okay? And the troops of Africa came no more to Chittim to plunder as usual, that they knew the ponder of Zephyr, who had smitten them all the edge of the sword. So Anges was afraid of Zephyr, the son of Elpiaz, and the children of Chittim all those days. At that time, when Zephyr had returned from the war, when Zephyr had seen he had prevailed over all the people of Africa, including who? Now, pay attention to this. This is the other nations. But because look what's going on. He says, this dude is a half-breed. He's a half-son, okay? This is why you gotta be careful. Had smitten them in battle and edge of the sword. Then Zephyr advised the children of Chittim to go to Egypt to fight with the sons of Yakuba and with Pharaoh, king of Egypt. For Zephyr heard that the mighty men of Kamata were dead, and that Yosephu and his brethren, the sons of Yakuba, wait a minute, and Yosephu and his brethren, the sons of Yakuba, were dead, and that all the children of Israel remained in Kamata. Okay, these Jews are related to each other. And Zephyr considered to go to fight against him in all of Kamata to avenge the cause of his brethren, the children of Esau. But wait a minute, he killed Esau. We know this because they're fighting for the cave, for those that don't know. Why did he turn on his father? When Yosephu was in his brethren, all Kamata had smitten in the land of Canaan. To avenge the curse of his brethren, the children of Esau, whom Yosephu with his brethren and all Kamata had smitten the land of Canaan. This is why they don't want to make the connection. Canaan was in Embo when we went to fight Africa. When he went to smite the land of Canaan, is not what they're telling you. It was the whole Ethiopia, which is what Egypt was. Africa was. When they went by to bury Yakuba in Hebron. Okay, let's go back. Let's see what's going on here. Now we know now Zephyr and his people are connected to Edom. This is stuff that keeps going on and on and on. Okay, we can always be, and I made a mistake. I thought he was Yakuba. He was connected to Yakuba through a midwife or something. I can't remember. I remember the story. He was like a what do you call it, redheaded, he wasn't connected really. He was kind of just shunning. And that's why I'm telling you, you got to be careful what goes on. That's why the Most High said, be careful what you mix with. Because we did mix with other people, even before we went to Kamata. Okay, and Zepho smote the troops of Africa. So remember, Africa now has been overcome by the other people while we in Kamata, right? And left none remaining in them, not even one to his master in Africa. So this is how Esau's seed regains control of Embo, of Africa, of the land of Canaan, of all of this thing. And his father is worshipped as a god in his land and in Egypt. Okay, they all knew each, this is a whole battle. Everybody fighting blood brothers, cousins, relatives, okay? Learning things we shouldn't know and the things we should. Now, let's go back to this. When the year came around between the 72nd year from Isolele going down to Kamata, after the death of Yosephu, Zepho, the son of Eliphaz, the son of Esau, fled from Kamata. Wait. He was in there, and his moons and men, they went away and came to Africa, which is Dinhaba, the Anga, the king of Africa, Ethiopia, and received them with honor and made Zepho the captain of the host. Now, why is he going to Africa? Because we in captivity. Everybody, the Mosai sinners, they took over the land. So when we come back out, he got to give it back to us. This is why they were so afraid when the Mosai said, come out of Kamata. And we learned things and we did things, okay? Let's go back. Let's go back. And I'm not going to too much, I don't want to go too long, okay? Remember, this is a big deal. Let's go, let me see. Sorry, hit next, I meant to go back. I want to show you. Okay, and it was after this that the sons of Esau waged war with the sons of, let's go back to what happened before that. Okay, let's go down. And you're going to see a name that look familiar. Let's see. Now, this is what we're talking about. And when Esau saw, okay. All right, so here we go. This is the death of Yakuba. And report reached Esau saying Yakuba died in Kamata. Wait a minute. This is where we at. And his sons and all of Kamata were conveying him to the land of Canaan to bury him. Not up there where you think, down there where they telling you. And Esau heard this thing. He was dwelling in Mount Seir and rose up with his sons and all his people and all the household, a people exceedingly great. And they came to mourn and weep over Yakuba. And it came to pass when Esau came, he mourned for his brother Yakuba, and all of Kamata and all of Canaan again rose up and mourned a great mourning with Esau over Yakuba in that place. Now, why would all of these nations mourn this man? Because he was a seal of Tatanzambi. He had all of this prestige by the Most High. Wait a minute. But the Most High is not, hello? This because we were supposed to do, we were supposed to do good things. Yakubi was teaching the law to the people. So they honored him for that. Even though they were the enemy. Okay. This is the thing we got to realize, people. We're trying our best. That's why the Most High said our role was to teach the other nations not to join them, but to be better. And then came unto Katri Arab the cave, and they saw Esau stood with his sons against Yosephu and his brethren, as a hindrance in the cave, saying, Yakuba shall not be buried therein, for it belongeth to us and to our father. And Yosephu and his brethren heard the words of Esau's sons, and they were excessively wroth. And Yosephu approached unto Esau, saying, what is this thing which thou hast spoken? Now we're going to see what the problem happens. Surely my father Yakubi bought it from thee, for great riches after the death of Isaac. Now 5 and 25 years ago, and also all the land of Canaan we bought from thee. Whoa, wait a minute. And all the land of Canaan we bought from thee, and from thy sons, and thy seed after thee. Okay, so who was in control of the Canaan? And Yakubi bought it for his sons and his seed after him for inheritance forever, and thy speakest thou these things this day, because at that time this is the birthright thing. Okay, Esau answered, thou speakest falsely and utterest lie, for I sold not anything belonging to me in all this land, as thou said, neither did my brother Yakubi buy aught belonging to me in this land. And Esau spoke these things in order to deceive Yosephu with his words, for Esau knew that Yosephu was not present on those days when Esau sold all that belonged to him in the land of Canaan to Yakubi. And Yosephu said unto Esau, surely my father inherited these things with thee in the record of purchase, and testified the record with the witness, and behold, it is with us in Kamata. And Esau answered, saying unto him, bring the record, all that which thou find the record, so we will do. And Yosephu called unto Naphtali, his brother, and he said, hasten quickly, stay not, and run, I pray thee, to Kamata, and bring all the records. So this is the deception of Lucifer right here. That's why he said, I shall be like the Most High. What is he doing? He's causing confusion. Okay, the record of purchase and sealed, Kasi record, and the open record, and all. So for the first records in which all transactions of birthright are written, fetch thou. And thou shalt bring them unto us hither, that we know from all of the words of Esau and his sons which thou spake this day. And Naphtali hearkened to the voice of Yosephu, and he hastened and ran to go down to Kamata. Naphtali was lighter on foot than any of all the stags that were in the wilderness. Whoa, Naphtali was lighter on foot than any of the stags that were upon the wilderness. So he could fly like a, this is our power. For he could go upon the ears of corn without crushing them. How do you do that? How do you do that? And Esau saw that Naphtali had gone with the festive record. He and his son increased their resistance against the cave. And Esau and all the people rose up against Yosephu and his brethren to battle. And all the sons of Yakuba and the people of Kamata fought. All the sons of Yakuba and the people of Kamata fought with Esau and his men. And the sons of Esau and his people were smitten. And the sons of Esau and his people were smitten before the sons of Yakuba. And the sons of Yakuba slew of Esau's people 40 men. And the Cushim, the son of Dana, the Cusim, the son of Dana, of Yakuba, was at that time with Yakuba's sons, but he was about 100 cubits distant from the place of battle, for he remained with the children of Yakuba's sons by Yakuba's bear to guard it. Kusum was dumb and deaf. He still understood the voice. It was actually, so I thought it was Zepho, but it's Kusum. Zepho, I think that it changed his name, maybe. I don't know. It's weird. Still, he understood the voice of consternation amongst men. And he asked, why do we not bury the dead? And what is the great consternation? And they answered him the words of Esau. And he ran to Esau in the midst of the battle and slew Esau with a sword. Okay. And he cut his head off. and sprang to the distance, and Esau fell amongst the people of the battle. Now, this causes a false godhead, because you know what's going to happen to Esau when he gets to see the Most High, right? He's going to Shaitani. So Shaitani deifies this because he knew. Let me tell you something. Here's what happened here. He cut Nimrod's head off. Now his head get cut off. When Cushim did this thing of sons, Yakuba prevailed over the son of Esau, and the sons of Yakuba buried their father, Yakuba by force in the cave, and the sons of Esau beheld it. And Yakuba was buried in Hebron in the cave of Machpelah, when Bena had bought him from his sons of Het for the possession of burial place that was buried. Now this is a false thing. Him and Esau were buried in the same cave. That's why you got to be careful. And no king had said it unpaid him as your nephew on his father, and therefore he buried him with great honor, unlike unto the burial of kings. And Joseph and his brethren made a mourning of 7 days for their father. Okay, so now here begins the issue of why we are now feuding with the Edomites, Bana Betu of Isaela. This is the revenge factor here. This is why they says Esau is the end of the world and Yakuba is the beginning. They hated us for killing Esau. Okay, Zepho going to take over. I guess that's the mistake. It was Cushim and Zepho going to take over. That was the one Lady and I were talking about. Now, let's go back a little bit. And I'm not going to do too much longer because this is a lot. When you look at this scripture, you do not get any idea as to what really was going on with Yakuba. One of the things that he was involved with, okay, was with Atlantis. And we'll get to this part here, okay? This here, this one here, okay, was doing the same things as when they had the war with the Nephilim. They took the tablets and began to do, that's why you see, they're going to see, this is why they think evolution is real. They took other animals and mixed them together. But when you go and you see the log or catalog or whatever you see, they made you think, oh, this one came as an evolution of this one, because they were similar animals. You think one evolved from the other, when what happened is the Most High's originals got mixed together in ways that they should not have been mixed. So you think, oh yeah, I found a bird with a dinosaur with wings. No, they took the reptile with the bird, boom, put them together. They show you this in the Jurassic Park. They took the elephant and they put the snake. You got this joker here. Boom. This is what they do. This is the wickedness of the children, okay? Now, because of this, and Yakubi saw this, the Maleki was called with him to go and get this stuff from this guy. And this is when Babylon was still in existence at the time, before Esau was sent to kill Nimrod. Okay, and remember, the Anunnaki were there interacting. The Most High, this is why you're going to get the blessing now. And of course, they were taking people and mixing them. This is where you get the so-called Neanderthal. Because what happened was Yosef, the Most High, cursed a certain group. They took these people. This is how you stripped them of their knowledge, because these fallen angels changed them into something they were not. but then begin to tinker. This is where you get your alien abduction, all of this stuff. Changing the looks, changing the creation. This is why the Mosai said this got to stop. So he destroyed Babylon with Shem and them, who was still, he destroyed it and scattered the people away and separate, and the flood and stuff killed these wicked creatures. And then he sent the volcanoes to finish them off, and the ice age, and what do you want to call it? Okay. This is what happens when you make the, and he destroyed Atlantis with the Maleki and Yakubi. Then because he wrestled with the angel, because he was honored. This is why I told you, why is he honored among all these other nations? At that time, he had saved the world from wickedness. He had chased away the demons. He had done, oh, Yakubi, him and the Maleki chased away all of this wickedness. And they were like, wow, honored. Because remember, they were under the control of Nimrod. Well, of course, this is the revenge factor. So when he wrestled, he was blessed. Now these wicked beings come and start teaching the Kemetes wrong things. Because Babylon is gone. It was teaching the wrong things. Now we're going to go to Kemet. Let me get the light. Sorry. Okay. Using the same stuff that was taught in the days of Noah with Tubal Cain in them, they're going to redo. This is going the way of Cain. This is the way Cain, you know, Baal was Tubal, you know. This is how these gods became worship. But you can't worship something without copying symbols. You see, this is how it works, people. These deities will keep you in chaos. And of course, this is the hybrid. This is where you get your Bigfoot and all these different things. This tablet was doing it. This is even how you get Nimrod's son Tammuz after he lost his, you know what? Because his sister comes to him and says, I need a son to show these Babylonians that this is my son. She was trying to restore Babylon, but it was destroyed. He got to go to Mesopotamia now. And Samuel had enough when the Mosai killed this child. Mosai, okay? He ran after them, get out of here. He was old, man. He saw a lot of this. And they went and became the gods of Egypt. And I thank the brother who taught this. Okay? A lot of this stuff was mixed up. Now, discernment, what is good, what is bad, what do we need to do? The answer to everything that you must ask in spirit and in truth whenever you talk about our practices of Isolele. Purification of the practices, because obviously they were tainted when we got kicked out of the kingdom of Congo. Yes, the elders had a lot of knowledge, but again, our language was mixed, our culture was mixed wherever we went. Did we always separate from it? No. And see, the nations that knew who we are were continuing to teach things, but this is how they deceive everybody. They changed the names to these other gods' names. So that you wouldn't recognize, wait a minute, didn't you use, no, I'm this now. Okay? Why is this so important? Because the heathen, that's why Moses said, don't learn the way of the heathen. He purified us when he brought us into the land. No idols, no false gods, none of that. Even though he warned the sojourners that came with us, do not teach this to my children. They had to learn our ways, not the other way around. But we still were not supposed to be interacting with them. Set up the royal priesthood, all this stuff that he did. But the revenge factor was that there was always revenge for what happened in Babylon. So because of what happened in Kemet, because we were forced to worship these gods there, they wanted to taint us and continue this deception. And in order to do that, once again, you have to masquerade. And this is how you get to the point where you see this type of magic is what was going on with Simon the sorcerer, the alchemy, okay, that he was also teaching to Bayete at this time. The same time that the disciples were trying to teach Isaiah, he was teaching this. But when he saw that he couldn't do what they could do, he wanted to know how. But his heart was never changed purely to the desire of the Most High, but it was wickedness inside that Kepa could still see. Even though he was baptized, he had an ulterior motive. This is why when I talk about something later, agendas with the Most High, what you choose to do can cause you to be finished. If you don't have the Most High's agenda, and I'll mention it later, this is a problem. The distractions. Believe me, I know. We're fighting with all of these gods are now in the language of where we come from, or where we are. You go wipe your foot at the door. That's an Egyptian god. You go and make a walk and take a jog down the Egyptian god, P-A-T-H. You go and S-E-T the table. And they got you thinking that the F word and the S word and the D word are the ones that curse you, when those are acronyms. Fornication is the control of the king, and ship high in transit, because when they had the gunpowder and they were transporting the gunpowder and the fertilizer across the water, when they mix, boom, the ship blew up. So they always say ship the gunpowder above the fertilizer, ship high in transit. They got tired of saying it, S-H-I-T. That's why you say you curse like a sailor, okay? Okay, they knew the fornication under the control of king was wicked, so he would call it, he got tired of saying that, so he abbreviated the F, house. What's cursing you are wicked names in secret. That's why they told us in the book of Jude, if you get Isolele to sin unknowingly, the Most High will turn against them. And we brought these gods into us. Now, you cannot say that everything that we do with this stuff is wicked, because there's descendants of both sides. So of course, as the wicked people honor, as the other nations honor their ancestries, so shall we, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here in the first place. That is why it was important to keep you from the knowledge of yourself, so you wouldn't remember to honor them, because they sat before the throne of the Most High to help give you blessings. Many of them did. The right, not all of them, the righteous did. Some of them, were dealt with. The other nations, their ancestry are not affiliated with the Most High, but with the gods that they served, because they didn't leave him. They didn't leave those gods. Why is this so significant? It comes back down to what I said about Isaiah 14. The devil cannot deceive you if he don't look like the Most High. Even if he changes his image to something else, he must bring something that looks like the Most High to help you. But as you get taught different things over and over and over, they conflict with, oh yeah, this is how the world really started, and this is this. Okay, one of the things that's going to show you when we talk about the 6,000 years, the scripture that says Yakuba, okay, let's go back to what these guys were saying. Yakuba and his children were to rule for 6,000 years. Oh, wait a minute. This is why you get inconsistencies with time. But of course, the way to answer that question, ask the Most High, ask the Maleki, what is the timeline? He took it away, so you can't know. He said, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. So the knowledge must come through the morning assembly to the Most High when you ask the question and don't assume the answer. Because what we were taught by the Mundela Kalempemba and all those was the intention. They can never know the truth. Okay? Let me see if I was. So now, again, when it comes to this land, when the Most High, he booted out Esau, let me tell you, this is what happens to us. This land was given to us. He booted out everybody that he gave it to. We go into captivity. They reclaimed it. Esau got the whole land back. And then what happened? A war started after Yakuba died. Now, at this time, we weren't slaves in Kemet. That's why I said the Kemet came to help us. Whoa, wait a minute. We buddy here. It wasn't until a word that's Kikongo Seti, which means one who was raised up, took over and said, I don't remember Yosephu after he died. And his son, Ramesses, who became the brother of Morsi. And it says the Egyptians look like, so this is what we know, Kemet was black, but they changed him to white because it says the Egyptians look like, could be mistaken for the Israelites, Isolele. So they they have the societies going, paint this, paint that, paint this, change, and telling their people, no, when they know they came in there as the Hittites, when Ramesses destroyed them and the Edomites that were dealt with. Remember the Egyptians helped who? They helped us fight Edom? Wait a minute. Where we come from? People, the Egyptian you see today was huge, down here, over here. Man, come on. This, when Kemet was formed, the Red Sea was not there. So now you see why they're going to put the so-called whatever they're doing right here. This was part of Kemet, you know. So when Elias said the city of the sun in Kemet, when he saw the vision, that's why you see they put the Chrislam there. The whole thing right here, right here, right here, right here was the Tower of Babel. When these land was connected, the Hamites live over here too. The Shemites live up here. They speak the Kikongo, that's like they call the Paleo Hebrew, like us, one language. Some of us get taken over there throughout history. We're scattered. We're coming back. We scattered again. We go into slavery, but different people, we get scattered. When we went into Greece, they scattered us to the North America. Yes. Don't tell me you won't think Alexander know where this place is. Lie. Deceivers. Who controls the history books? Those who don't want you to know the truth. Because if you weren't, they want to make sure we were the first ones here. Yeah. What? Rome can't. Shut up. That's how it has to be. So, of course, we inherited this land. We know it was given to Sarah. We know this. But here's the thing. We split as a kingdom. So we split. We separated because of what Solomon did. We didn't work. We didn't interact like we were supposed to. The southern kingdoms were favored. The northern kingdoms said, go fend for yourself. Bye. Ahab didn't want nothing to do with y'all. And his Jezebel. That's why the Most High said, I got to get rid of you too. Bye. You mess up the kingdom. But it didn't repair itself. We had wars among our people. This is why Nkosi Congo said, we were all living by the law and doing all these different things to one another. And Nkosi Congo said, when he come, what is wrong with you? And the Sanhedrin moved in, it came in, oh yeah, we're going to teach them this. And we did our own people. Again, you cannot deceive if they're not there. They don't know what we're doing. We got to know how to interact. Why is this significant? What does it matter? Because to have the knowledge changes everything. Changes everything. Because if you know, then you realize I inherited lies from my forefathers. If you don't think it's the place, look at the shape. It's a man's face. The nose in the front, the skull in the back. This is what they call it in the mockery, Skull Island. For the King Kong, the gorilla. It's a skull, Golgotha. Hey, hold on. It's the shape of this is what the Golgotha. Golgotha means skull, right? Hey, look what the elephant ear tell you the truth. It's a shape of a Golgotha with the ear. Golgotha, the skull, ear on the elephant. Where is Mount Zion? Where's Sioni? It's only obvious, people. The war between the Malekis and us has raged, and we always choose to go with them because they know they hate us. They get their people to hate us. They hate the Most High. So they want to teach us ways to deceive us, okay? But they have to use what we know to deceive us. This has been always the way. You see the feud. Remember, this is why Toko had to say, I'm going to reconcile with Esau when they took the blood out of him. All of the, you got to remember, you kill people, there's a curse on you. Oh, but they were wicked. We were in Kamata when they killed Esau. We were already in judgment. The deceivers know everything belongs to the Bena Kongo. Everything we have learned, they have learned from the Bena Kongo. Everything that we have taught them, they have used against us, but have shown you, oh, we're all together in this now. What? There has to be a remnant of those who received the promise. That's why they have to trick people into thinking who has it and who doesn't. This is why they are still acting like Edom and Hittites today. Period. The Most High told his people violence is not something permitted that he wanted in his land. This is not what he wanted. He wanted the people to be at peace and show the world to be at peace. So how can he have a land with violence? Think about it. You can't be doing all this killing and the Most High wanted a land of peace. Hello. So Esau's, he mixed in, he had the different, his seed went around, mixed in. We're gonna get Yakuba. They kill our father. Revenge. And remember, it says anybody who's an enemy of Congo is an enemy, is a friend of theirs. That's why I said the friend, the enemy of the friend, how it go? I always forget how you say it. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So if you are enemy of Congo, even though I'm an enemy with you, you're still my friend. The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So the world says we're gonna really, Psalms 84, remove them from being a nation. Salem would be trodden down to the time of the Gentiles be fulfilled. They all in here, all of them in here trodden down thing. And it's, of course, the temple is leveled. Nothing is there. So you can't have a wall. It's all gone. He said no stone will be on top of the other. So how you have a wall? Hello? Oh, this is the wall of the east wall. No stone on top the other. Done. We must remember, people. And I'm gonna go. Let me show you how deep it goes. The names that are being used here. Hold on, let me get to it. Okay. This is, I'm telling you, people. It goes so deep, I don't know, they might not let this even stay. Because this is it, people. Do you see, is it? Like I said, my singing isn't good today. Hold on, let me go find it. Okay, here we go. Wait a minute. I see the name Yahweh. Well, let's go. Why do you think with these names, what's missing here? When we do, remember, this is Semitic. Yahweh, Yahweh. Remember we said, they even said in the Tokuris, but it's Yahweh Kongo. Because that's why he said. So they have to act. This is why we got the name nKosi in the Kikongo. They have to masquerade. Mubali. Masquerade. Jesus. Here's the seal. I was talking about this I'm telling you, somebody can show me this. I'm sure this is Kikongo before Hindu. Kasi, the seal. And Kota, if you look, I broke it down. Kota means destiny. Seal. Your destiny is the seal. Okay. Anybody go get the paid from this company who just had a problem with the hack? Who had their paychecks messed up? Look because you're a false god. The Most High is bringing it down. Hey, who is this? Let me tell you how you change this to worship. ANEW. You shall be born anew. This became Lily and Lil. Hey, what do you call him? This is how you deceive us in the land of Shem. Siaminuhi Yahweh Kongo. Cut off the Yahweh. Yah. Don't say the Congo. That's the way it works. We hate that name. No, don't say it. Change this K to a C since it has to be there. Sorry, I went way too long. I'm so sorry. But this is a significant thing of our time. If I said something that's incorrect, may the Most High correct me. I'm so sorry. But the point is, we were working with look at what happened with Abana. He was around these other gods. They didn't go nowhere. He just smashed them and he left. They showed up again. They were, man, when he went to Canaan, here they are again, but different name. But Most High said, stay away from that. He go to this place, here they are, different name. Teaching the same stuff a different way. Still doing it. Happened to us all the time. Okay. So I want to say Luvuvamo once again, Yenge, Salbona, Betwabu. I'm telling you, people, this is why they don't talk about these books, because all of this stuff happened where they know everything was here in Ambo, Africa. The whole thing, let me tell you something, the whole thing was Kathiopia, Ambo, Kaakabulan, fine. The whole continents of continents, the big ones. Ben is of Congo. All the land belongs to Congo. The America belongs to Congo. South America belongs to Congo. Asia belongs to Congo. Europe belongs to Congo. Australia belongs to Congo. That's the deception. Okay? All right. Zola Quingy family. I know it's kind of a lot to digest. I should have cut it up. I apologize. But of course, you get in the flow. But again, they know you want to beat down the most pious people, get them to curse themselves. Do the things they shouldn't do. But don't always reject what you don't know, because they had to learn how to trick us with what we already knew. So all they did was go the opposite. Instead of channeling it towards him, they channeled it towards Lucifer. Instead of channeling it in the positive, they channeled it in the negative and made it look like the positive. Masquerade. oh, this feels good, but it's not. Very easy when you allow the devil to think that he's good and you don't ask what's really going on here. That's why the world is, that's why we are the way we are. The hybrids were made, they did a lot of things, but we mix with them. Man, don't give your children over to the what? Oh, we didn't listen. We did it anyway. Oh, what happened? Even to this day happening, and they mock you. Oh, it's racism. You do that because they know who they are in the secret. The bottom, they are lost. We know. All they know is we came from Europe. We came from, man, you come from the originals. Different name, same people. Look at this right here. You think the Anunnaki tell you they make themselves. What is this? Listen to this. God of heaven. Wait a minute. King of the pantheon. Father of the Anunnaki. Elohim. Hey, wait a minute. Titans. Usurper of the throne. Age patriarch. Warlike tyrant. Associated with the planet. God of time. Misanthropic. Misanthropic. And obscuritist. Right here. And in the Mesopotamian, he was known as the god Sin. Woo! Ascendancy coming for him. You're fine. People, you don't know who you're dealing with. Look who Enki is. Ooh, the dude with the trident and the pitchfork. Hey, it is what it is. Let's go to this one. Oh, wait. I'm sorry, this is the wrong thing. Okay, we'll cut it off there. Sambololo, Zola Kwengi, and Inaweza, Yabe Kongo, Kutwala, Ingeta.